How's it going, everybody? And it's Carl here, and we're back, and we're going to continue on with the welding cart build. And so, as you can see, I went out and I bought some polyurethane wheels from Harbor Freight. The only problem is they only had swivels. They were out of the 4-inch, just standard wheels, that don't swivel. But the good news is that actually is kind of a plus for me. So I've looked here. It looks like there's already mounting holes for this size bracket. So that's awesome. I don't have to re-drill any holes or anything. And secondly, this is my thought process here. So if I take these two wheels with the casters all the way to one side, you can see kind of the difference here of where they're going to sit on the bottom of the wheel. Well, that's going to help me if it sits more forward. It's going to help me with the weight onto the tray. So what I'll do is I'll take two of them, and then I'll just put some tacks in so it just stays, one solid wheel, and we should be good to go. And then obviously the other two will stay casters on the bottom because you want to be able to turn. So I think that's how I'm going to do this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take off all the wheels. Looks like they just pretty much unbolt. There's a nut and a bolt, and there's 4 of them on each wheel. So we'll just unbolt them, and then we'll bolt the new ones on. We'll do all 4, and then I'll take the 2. I'll have to find a way how I can hold it completely straight and put the tacks in, because you don't want them a little cockeyed. That's not going to be good. So see if I can get as straight as possible, and we'll go from there. And maybe we'll get it all prepped up for paint and other things today. So all right, let's get to it. This is what I came up with. So I got the bottom wheels bolted on, easy peasy. And then the top ones, what I did was I bolted them on first and I let them hang down, so then we know where the center is, right? And then I put a couple tacks in on both of them, and then I unbolted them, and then I just finished welding them all the way around. And now I got them bolted in. Now you can see the wheels sit out a little farther, so it should better support weight on the end. It seems to roll pretty nicely, so that's a plus. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put everything back onto the cart, and I'm going to see how it rolls around on its own, with all the weight on the back. And then later we're probably going to run to the old Ace Hardware, and we'll get a chain that we can either screw in or bolt in so we can hold the tank on the tray. So this is kind of the final setup. This is kind of how I'll pack it away and everything. And there's definitely an improvement of it being heavy on this side with the tanks. I mean, now you physically got to lift it to get it to tip. So, and when we add more stuff to the cart too, it'll help balance everything out. So I've decided everything on the bottom is gonna be, like my gloves, my jackets, my, stuff like that. And I'm gonna keep the door off. I'm just gonna scrap that. I mean, no point. I'd rather have just easy grab and go, you know what I mean? And then down here, we'll just keep the TIG gun in here, everything together. And then we'll have extra room for, maybe tools like an adjustable wrench to take off, the regulators when we got to swap out tanks, and keep the, wire cutters in here. And also, and then we'll have room to keep extra wire too if we need to. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, all the extra tips and everything that you need, that you'll need over time. So yeah, this seems to work out pretty good. So now I guess I'm going to take everything off again, and we'll start painting it, I guess. I mean, really not much else you can do. So, but yeah, this is sweet, man. Who would have thought this would have been, as good as it was? And especially out of old Craftsman box. I think this one's from like the 80s. So that's pretty cool, good way to repurpose it. I mean, otherwise it's, nobody really wants these toolboxes, because they're small, and I mean, they're only good for somebody that doesn't have a lot of tools, and obviously, I have tons and tons of tools. So, but I think this is a good way to repurpose it. So I just got back from the hardware store, and I got 2 feet of chain, pair of eye hooks and a pair of carabiners, so that should be plenty to go around and secure both tanks. I think that should be plenty. But it looks like I'm probably gonna have to shorten this eye hook, and I was thinking I was gonna mount it probably like somewhere in here and do it as close as I can to the edge, so I can like, there's like an open space in here that you can thread the nut on then that way. So what I'll do is I'm just going to grab an extra pair of some nuts that I can just thread on here, so I can cut this down a little bit with a cutoff wheel, and I think we'll be good to go. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll get the holes drilled and get everything kind of mounted up. So I got the eye hooks in and bolted in nice and tight. And we got the carabiners on there with the chain, and this thing can't go anywhere. So this is awesome. So I'm gonna wrap it up here for right now. I won't end the video, but I'm gonna paint everything tomorrow. That way, you know, I don't want to stay up too late tonight doing this. So, but everything seems to move and roll nice and keep everything secure. It is 2 days later, and so what we're going to do today is we're going to finish up painting the welding cart. Since everything seems to fit nicely, so what we're going to do, we're just going to clean everything up, kind of scuff it a little bit, and we're going to just shoot it and see how it goes. All right. I got it all prepped, sanded, and cleaned, so we're ready to spray some primer on. Well, we got the welding cart and primer, and obviously I can't paint very well. Obviously ran the primer, but I don't really care because it's a welding cart, so, you know, but I just need it to not rust so fast, if you know what I mean. So I think I can let it sit real quick here, and then I can top coat it right away. And plus, you know, we're in the sun, so it'll help. I got the outside all painted. It looks great. I mean, it doesn't match the greatest, but hey, it's red, right? And then we got the inside primed right now, and then once it dries in a few minutes, we're just gonna put some paint on it and just roll with it, man. Let it dry, and we're good to go, man. Alrighty, so I got the inside painted, and I started to put things where they're gonna go. I need to buy another hook because my clear face shield that goes in my toolbox, that was the hook for it. So, but I kind of like it. Welding helmet. I'm probably gonna buy more of these fabrication magnets. They seem to work great. The first drawer, this is probably gonna be welding wire and miscellaneous stuff. Let's see, the second one, I started putting some tools in. You know, we needed some adjustable wrenches to take off regulators and stuff when you're swapping. Probably need a couple different wire cutters, measuring tape, and, you know, some of the extras that came with the welder, you know, that you'll need, like the welding tips and all that. You'll need that eventually. And then here's the TIG wand, as they say. And I got a box over there that has the spool gun for aluminum, but I'm just gonna leave that over there for now. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna put all my gloves and jackets down here so I can just grab and go, if you know what I mean. So thanks for watching, everybody. This thing kind of turned out way better than I thought, and for, I don't know, probably in it for a couple $100. I think toolbox was like 100. Some metal was $50, I think, and just, you know, just some time and some paint, you know, it came out pretty nicely, I think. So I'll see you guys in the next one.